And good morning to you. Welcome to your Monday morning, sunshine.
Are you calling me sunshine?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. That was so sweet.
All right. Welcome to New Living Mornings at
Oh,
newlivingout.com.
you weren't talking to me.
I was.
Wait, maybe you should
Yeah, put the
microphone
microphone
close.
in front of you. There you go. There you go. All right.
Hey, I don't think my camera's working.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. There you are.
Oh,
There you are. Oh, we got the wrong camera, though. That's not the right one.
it's too close.
We're going to... That was right up your nose hole. My goodness.
Oh, that's my laptop camera.
Let's just put the right one in here. And there we go.
Oh, that's way better.
There you are.
I was worried about my nose hairs.
It was way up in there.
Just kidding. I don't have any.
You get them waxed?
No.
Do you have nose hairs? Women have nose hairs. Everybody's got nose hairs.
Mine are not out of control.
Yet. Just give
No,
it time.
they're not.
Give it time. If it's anything like what I got going on here. So like one of my biggest concerns is about
Nose
growing
hairs?
old alone is not having somebody there to help keep that stuff dialed in. The nose hair, the ear hair, the eyebrows, they need to be cared for on the regular.
Well, if we're still friends when we're old, I'll tell you about it.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'll be like, even when I'm sipping my my 3:00 cocktail, because you're in bed by like 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yep.
be like, okay, send me some nose hair selfies. Show me what you got. Show me what you got.
It's about time for another waxing coming up here soon. But enough about the nose hairs. Good morning. Hope you've had yourself a fantastic weekend. And I hope that the week for you is going to be off to a great start. Sunny skies throughout the day, although it's going to be breezy. Very, very windy day today. So go fly a kite.
Oh.
Like you go fly a kite. I mean, no, you can really go fly a kite.
Should we actually?
When was the last time you flew a kite?
It's been a long time, but we could go to the dollar store and get some.
That dollar store, man.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God. We went there and it was an experience yesterday.
Yeah. Why? What'd you get?
Oh, well.
What were you shopping for?
It wasn't
Decor?
No, I like to go there for birthday cards and like bags because they're
Okay.
cheap.
Yeah.
And it was my nephew's birthday, so happy birthday, Jace. He was 9. And so we stopped there quick, and it's just the characters in the store. There was a guy, it was a younger gentleman checking out, and he's just mad at the world. And the guy that was checking out, his bill was like 50 some bucks, and he hands him a 50 and then $55 or a $5 bill, and he's just like throws his pen down or whatever, picks up the phone. He's like, I need a supervisor at register 3. And I'm like, oh, we're on register 3. Why does he need a supervisor? And he's like, I need to make sure this isn't fake. And he's like, the guy gave him the money, he goes, I promise you it's not fake. I just printed it this morning. And he looked at him and he's like, I can arrest you for that. I was like, oh boy.
Oh,
I can arrest
easy.
you for that.
Easy, Columbo. Settle down.
I can arrest you for that. I was like, dude,
That's ridiculous.
it was fun. It was kind of funny.
But, yeah, high of 50 degrees today, so not a bad day today or tomorrow, although as we move into the later parts of the week, going to get wet again. A little bit of rain there that we've got in our forecast. But not bad otherwise. Birthdays. Special days. If it's your birthday, happy birthday to you. Just a few people celebrating theirs today. Well, lots, but a few famous people here. Stanley Tucci, 63 years old. One of my all-time favorite actors.
I like him.
One of those quiet names, not huge names, but great, great actor. Demi, 61, looking fantastic.
She does look good.
Yeah.
She always. I'm not surprised.
Right.
What's your favorite movie of hers? I loved her in G.I. Jane.
I was just going to say G.I. Jane, she was really good.
She was a badass in that.
Yeah, she was, absolutely. And then she shaved her head for that thing,
Yeah.
real deal.
That was
Pulled that whole...
really major at the time. Do you remember
Absolutely.
that?
Yeah, well,
She had
yeah.
that long, beautiful hair, and she
There was a
Shaved
lot
it.
of talk about that.
And she was buff.
Yep. Yes, she was.
Got super buff.
I think she could probably still bring it.
Oh, and then she had that stripper movie.
Stripper movie.
Yeah, she was a stripper. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah. Demi.
Demi.
Leo, 49. Easy.
Happy birthday, Leo.
Leo DiCaprio.
Oh.
I heard he's not he's not a great human being. He's
What do you
got
mean?
moments.
That's okay.
Unpleasant. It's Leo.
Yeah.
It's Leo. Leo can do what Leo wants.
Big deal.
Happy birthday to you if it is indeed yours. We appreciate the few minutes that you're spending with us here this morning, or if you're catching that replay later in the day, Sunday day.
Sunday
Yeah.
day.
Oh yeah. Bring on that ice cream sundae. That's every day. I'm sorry, but we can do that every day. Veterans Day today.
Oh, happy Veterans Day.
For all of those who have served, and the day is for, we thank you for that service and that time. Anti-bullying week as well. So Carrie, knock it off.
I was just
Quit picking on me. Quit bullying me around, making fun of my nose hairs
I didn't.
and that stuff. So there's a few days for you that we get to celebrate there. News and events.
Oh, there's some news.
Is there a few things out there?
There's a few things out there. So,
Do tell.
well, it was just weird not watching the Packers yesterday. I hate the
It
bye
was.
weeks. It was just, I mean, it was fine, but,
Yeah.
man, Aaron Rodgers is really struggling this year.
And I'm okay with that.
Oh, I feel bad for him. I know, right?
Why?
Because he's not a bad athlete, and he just goes to show you what an organization and a supporting cast. And it's like when you have turmoil, like this is what happens, when there's so much turmoil.
Yeah, but is he generating that turmoil? Yes.
Of course he is,
So, I mean, that's his fault.
right?
He's the one that brings that. It's not new. We've
Right.
seen him do this before. It is him.
It is
so it's his own fault. But,
Well, the turmoil is also happening on the Bucks too.
ooh,
Did you see the
yes.
clip
I was
from
wondering-
Giannis?
I was wondering what you were going to say about that.
I know. I'm like actually depressed about it. It's sad.
2-8 or something to start the season.
It's not even that. So did you see the clip on Giannis? So there was a beginning of a press conference, and they have the camera rolling, and they don't know who he said it to, but he literally said, "If you don't want to be here, then just go."
To a reporter or a player?
A player. So I think there's some type of internal conflict that's happening.
Lillard?
I don't think it's Lillard.
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 Yeah.
Dame.
Damian.
Dame.
Dame?
Yeah.
Dame Lillard.
Dame time.
Lillard.
Lillard.
Whoa.
Whoa.
So you think it's those? You don't know if it's him?
I don't know who it is. I hope it's not him.
Coach?
I don't know. I don't know. I just want them to all get along and start
yeah-
playing better basketball.
And that's what when you see that like with people like Giannis, because Giannis he just seems to be a happy person.
He's happy, but he's passionate.
Yes.
So, his passion is, I feel, on a different level than other people. And I could see where if someone is not happy or complaining, he's going to be like, well, just go. Like, don't be here then.
Right.
And it's sad to think that he is, he might have peaked, he...
You really think so already?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. Here's the thing with Giannis is he's a physical player, and he plays with his body,
and
right?
that takes a toll.
It's going to take a toll on you. But then you look at LeBron James, and he just put up 2 triple doubles.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think age is a factor. And not that Giannis is old by any means. I think he just turned 30.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's still.
But, he's been in the league for a while. But 11 years already. So, because he got it here when he was 19.
Holy cow, has it been? God,
I know, right?
damn it, time, slow down.
I know. So, yeah, I'm just... It's rough to watch. It really is. Because we know that there's talent there. And when there's internal conflicts like that, like someone needs to take control and get these people back and going. And to me, that's the coach. So I'm curious, what Doc is doing to fix whatever's broken inside, because he's got to do something.
But at that level, when you get to that stage, in the game, is it really just 100% on the coach?
Well, they're the one. Yeah, in my opinion, yes, because they are the ones. That's what they're there for. They're there to control those players, and it's if they're not getting along or there's some internal conflict, it's his job to find a way to resolve it both on and off the court. I believe that that's the role of coach.
Right on. Well, we'll see if they get things straightened out.
We will.
They gotta do something. And if you're sharing a message with us, if you're here this morning, good morning. Thank you for letting us know that you're here. Drop a goodbye or hello. One little problem, though, is our streaming service is still doing the whole Facebook user
I
thing.
see that.
We were notified that whatever. There's a glitch somewhere. So we don't know who's sending the messages, but please feel free to send the messages through. We'll actually see them. They do pop up on the separate feeds.
Yeah, it does. We just can't see him live
We
in the
just
show.
can't see it right now.
Yeah.
So
So good morning.
good morning.
Good morning, good morning. On Saturday, Manitowoc Lutheran girls won their first state volleyball championship, which I think is just, I don't care what level they're at, but just to do that is just a huge
For sure.
win. And I love like the first one and all that. So Bonduel fell. So they were the only ones that were really local that were there. So
Gotcha.
but we've got one more game, and then we're gonna find out who is heading to state. So Nina lost. Bayport is got one more game
In football?
In
Are
football,
we doing now?
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Football. West De Pere beat Kaukauna. Notre Dame won. Freedom lost. I was surprised to see that. Winnicott won. Wrightstown won, and Bonduel won. So all of them are advancing to one more playoff game to hopefully make it to state. So that should be pretty fantastic. October was the second hottest October ever.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah,
It was a toasty one.
it was toasty, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It
Yeah,
was,
even still now.
I mean,
people out on motorcycles and
it's November, and it is. Yesterday Jeremy was wearing shorts. It was like,
yep, saw
It's-
those. Yes, I thought about wearing shorts yesterday.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was kind of nice out. So,
it's not bad. How Jeremy's is he doing? What you said he blasted a
oh
deer?
God, yeah, he smoked a deer this morning. He turned around and came back home because it was only a few miles from our house. And he called me, and I'm like expecting him to, come in with, just crap hanging all over the front end of his truck. But he did, the grill was busted, and the bumper was definitely pushed back, and something was rubbing against his tire. And then one of the bottom headlights was hanging out. I was like, oh, it's not that bad. Like, it needs to get fixed, but it's drivable. It's not like when Devin smoked one with his truck or his car because he smoked 2 deers. There were like pieces missing everywhere.
For sure.
But it's still drivable. But then I was driving in, and I was like, oh, I just saw the deer you hit. It was messy.
Oh.
And he's like, it just ran right out in front of me. There was absolutely nothing he could do.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I've never done it. I've never hit a deer. Knock on wood.
There was a deer ran out on me last week right by Fox Valley Tech
Oh, sure, I believe
with
that.
horns.
Oh,
Yeah. My stepdad got a deer. I was like playing stupid with them. And so he bow hunted and shot a deer this weekend. And so I went over to go see it. And he was like, yeah, he's a big one. I'm like, how do you know it's a boy? Because when I first moved to Wisconsin, I didn't know that what does and bucks were, and that a buck was because they had horns. That were
oh,
boy.
really?
So, yeah.
There's actually some does that can grow horns. There's like a genetic thing out there. There's a few that you can find a doe every now and again. It's got.
Is that like a transgender
It
doe or deer?
Yes, it's a deer that's yes.
A trans? I don't know.
Northeast Wisconsin whitetail, figuring out its life.
Living its best life ever. It's non-binary.
Yes.
Oh my god. That's
No
funny.
identity.
No identity. So Six Flags is reporting that they're going to close several of their amusement parks. They did merge with Cedar Point, so they have 42 amusement and water parks. But like, what do you do with that? Like, will someone come in and buy those and run them, or are they just going to be abandoned? Are they going to knock them down, sell the? Do you ever see any of those abandoned?
Yes.
They're kind of cool.
Well,
Like
a little
creepy cool.
Creepy cool,
Yeah,
yes.
creepy cool. Well, I like creepy cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they have such a big footprint. I mean, it would obviously it's only going to work, the way it's set up as that. So if it doesn't work currently, who's to think that somebody's going to be able to come in and make that change and make it work?
I mean,
again?
I guess
So
at some point it might have generated enough revenue to pay for itself, and then it's an asset. Even if they strip everything away and just sell the land, it might cost more money to run the place or fix it up or something along those lines. Maybe attendance is down, but
it's because I'm not there riding it.
do you like? You don't like rides, do you?
No, I don't. Ooh, gosh, just thinking about.
Do you like water? Do you like water slides?
I'll do water slides. I mean, I'm not super scared of stuff. It's especially the spinning. Anything that spins, like the tilt-a-whirl, or like I just got a little.
Like I could
baggy,
see it.
like right there. The fact, like my cheeks just did that little twinge thing. Ooh, that's no good. Roller coasters. I've never been on a serious roller coaster. I did the little one at the Mall of America. The one that goes like 10 miles an hour. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I just have this thing in the back of my mind, and I just can't on any carnival ride, especially those traveling carnivals.
I used to love them until the last time I went. I got such a bad headache because my body just can't take the jerking. And like my neck hurt, my head hurt. I just, nope, not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, I'll stand off on the side and watch. I'll cheer you on.
Go.
I'll hold on to your drinks.
Did you ever do like bungee jumping or anything like that?
I've not done that. No, I jumped out of a plane. I did
Did
skydiving.
you? Oh yeah, you said that.
I did that. It was terrifying, but it was one of those where it's like, well, I might as well enjoy it. I'm falling. I might as well enjoy it. This could be the last 3 minutes of my life. So.
I've bungee jumped before, and I did the human slingshot before, where you're like in a cage.
Or you shoot up.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's one where people pass out.
I think you could probably. I did it in Orlando, and I'm pretty sure the entire area heard me laughing because I was like, ha, ha, ha.
So you were loving it.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, I was also young, so, and not.
No, not the ones that they. You see, there's a couple videos where the people that are in this seat pass out like 6 times. Like at the peak, they pass out, and then they're at the bottom, and then they wake up and realize what they're doing. They start screaming all over again, and then they pass out.
I recently saw one where the mom was recording the son, and he was just freaking out, and she's laughing so hard, and he is just like screaming for dear life. Because they're like, okay, we're going to go on 3. And they're like, 1, 2. And then they fling you. So mentally, you're not prepared for it.
Right.
And they're just like, what's going on? It was so funny.
Those are fun to watch. There's some of them that are super fun to watch. Like there was one where a very chesty woman was on there. And every time she kept going up, her boobs would come up. I mean, they weren't coming out of her shirt. They were just lifting up and hitting her in the face. I was like, you poor thing. She's going to get beat up on a ride.
Literally.
Yeah.
By herself. I'm always beating myself up. Listen to this. This is kind of morbid, but I want to know how this could actually happen. A 41-year-old man was died after being buried alive in hot asphalt.
What?
Yes. He was trying to fix something on the truck, and the hot asphalt buried him alive.
Oh, my
I don't know if they're like that could be in the top horrible ways.
That's going to be on one of those channels. Yeah, the top 10 gross, nastiest, scariest.
But here's my question: is who can you imagine cleaning like what do you do?
Oh wow, I can't even imagine what.
I can't even.
It's hot.
Yeah, this was down in Mississippi.
Burning.
This was in Mississippi.
How does that even happen?
I know, right?
God,
isn't that awful?
How do you put yourself in that situation where you're...
A lot of liability there, I'm sure, on the
I'm sure
the company that ooh, how does that happen? But
there'll be a wrongful death suit, something in there. But
that's horrible.
That is a horrible way to go.
That is absolutely horrible.
Hope I go in my sleep.
Yeah. So Beyonce is making Grammy history.
See that?
Yeah, she has a lot of nominations for her cross-genre country, pop, R&B, whatever
She did pick up a bunch. I think she's going to end up. I don't think she's going to win many.
You
I
don't
think it's
think
going to end up being one of those things where there's a big to do, like, why didn't she win? She, whatever. And
Oh, Jay-Z will let us know.
yeah, we're gonna hear all about that. But there's so much talent that's out there right now. A lot of new names, names that shoot I don't even know. But
You know, is that a sign of when you're getting old, when all of a sudden, like, there's songs out there by people that you're like, oh, I don't know who this is? And I feel like I stay on top of the new music pretty well. But, you know, right now, I feel like it's kind of getting away from me a little bit. I'm like, who is that?
yeah, well, we on the TV we seen that the new artist pop up there, and there was like 2 names out of the 6 or 8 or whatever it was that I recognized. But a lot of good music. Eminem finally got a nod. I wonder how that's going to turn out. It'll be an interesting little show.
I don't know.
You know, the day after the follow up. All right, what happened last night? I feel
We'll
like
see
there'll
if
be
he
a little bit
goes.
of crazy with it. We'll see.
Crazy.
But I'm just curious if Eminem will actually go, if he's gotten over that, or if he's just going to continue to hold that beef about.
One of the most memorable moments in my head is at the VMAs when Eminem did the Will the Real Slim Shady Please Stand Up, and he piled in all those look-alike Eminems.
Yes, I do remember that.
Like that
They were
was
all in the white tees.
like that was brilliant. Whoever on his team, or if it was him that came up with that and executed it. Can you imagine being one of the dudes? Okay, you can come and be part of Eminem's show, but you need to bleach your hair.
Yeah, I'd do it.
I'd do it too.
I'd do it.
You got to wear this white T-shirt and these baggy jeans, and then you can come and do this.
Give her a shot.
And kind of creepy news. Like, I can't believe that they can do this, but you can get designer babies now that have IQ boost. It's only an extra 50 grand that you get this, and it's through a company called HelloSpec Geonetics. It's an American startup company, and they're claiming if you come here, they can give you a boost to your DNA that's going to allow your offspring to be more intelligent and have other attributes that people are looking for. So now you can
So
start
now we're designing people?
working design people.
Really? Is this like an a la carte thing?
Must be.
You know?
I think
I
there's
like
an
blue
ethical.
eyes.
I think there's an ethical issue with
Oh,
this,
for sure.
and I know,
Designing people. That's crazy.
right?
I want mine with blue eyes and red hair. I wanted to be 6'4", be able to play baseball.
Boy or girl?
Well, I would like a girl.
Would you?
I would.
I cried when I found out that I didn't know that both twins were boys right away because they couldn't tell Devin's sex. So I was convinced that I was having boy-girl twins, and when I found out he was a boy, I cried.
Aw.
Because I knew I was never getting pregnant again. I was like, natural twins, nope, I'm done. And then I was like, oh, I was so convinced that I decorated the room in Noah's Ark theme because I didn't want it to be just one genre. Because I was like, oh, I got pigtails growing in my belly. I know I'm going to have a girl. And then it ended up being another boy.
When did you find out?
Probably, probably like 30 weeks.
So you're pretty close to popping them out then,
Yeah.
before you found out it was both boys.
Yeah, because the first ultrasound they couldn't tell, and then I had to go in for a second ultrasound for some reason I can't remember now, and I'm like, can you tell the sex of baby A? Because it was baby A and baby B. A, the first one that's going to come out. That's how they do it. But they couldn't tell Devin. And then Derek, it was funny because Devin was in a little ball like this, but Derek was like a rainbow over the top of him. And I think that's why he's so long and lanky now, because he grew that way in my belly. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I would pick a daughter. I think I would do a daughter.
You do a daughter?
Yeah, just like a cute little, adorable, wants to run to you and give you a hug at the end of the day and is happy to see you kind of little. Yeah, I want that.
And now I'm happy. I'm glad that I had all boys because I think that the dynamic of our family and like how they grew up and stuff would have just been so different. And like seeing how close Derek and Devin, like still are.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
kind of fun. And they all had the same friends and
Sure.
doing the same thing, so
Right
it's kind
on.
of fun. Yeah. So events, they have those fruit trucks coming all over the place.
Love the fruit trucks.
The citrus
Yes.
from Florida.
I
So-
will have a case of those soon.
Good. Kruger's, True Value in Neenah today.
Why? That's right by my house.
I know it is.
Yeah, no, I'll be stopping there for sure.
Yeah.
I do love those.
I know.
Big time.
Do you like grapefruit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How do you eat them?
Well, honestly, I don't ever. I buy them in the jar.
In the jars, so you don't buy
peeled one,
the
the actual whole fruit.
the actual fruit.
Not usually, because I usually just get the jar where it's just the guts.
I remember my mom being on a grapefruit diet all the time,
Oh yeah, yeah,
like the grapefruit diet.
yeah. My mom did that too.
But then she would sprinkle sugar on it.
Right? Yep. I do remember that. That was the same time as that soup.
Yeah, cabbage soup.
The cabbage soup and the grapefruit.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna try that. Maybe you know what? I'm like complaining because I'm gaining weight back. Maybe I'm gonna go back to like 1980s, 1990, like fad diets and see what happens.
It had hamburger in it too, didn't it?
No,
Didn't it have hamburger?
no,
It was like a vegetable.
it was like
hamburger.
it was like a clean out your system soup.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember my mom put like red pepper flakes in there to give it like some oomph,
Mm-hmm.
give it a little spice.
Mm.
Yeah, but the grapefruit diet.
Yeah. Oh, I love grapefruit. I'm
Yeah.
a big,
Is there
big
an
fan
ice
of
cream sandwich diet? Just asking.
grapefruit. There will be real soon.
Ice cream. I literally am obsessed with ice cream sandwiches.
Oh heck yeah! There's one. Aldi has an ice cream sandwich.
They're my favorite.
Yes, those.
They're amazing.
Oh my
and they're
God, they're
cheap.
so
you get like
good.
12 of them for like
Yes,
$3.
yes, they were way better than like the Blue Bunny ones.
Totally.
Oh,
I saw something on TikTok that showed, I can't remember what brand it was, but the ice cream doesn't melt. Like,
I did see that on TikTok too, or news or something. Yes,
Something.
they invented an ice cream that doesn't melt,
That doesn't
but it
melt.
still has the same.
consistency. Yeah, it was
Okay,
kind of crazy.
I don't know about that. How
Yeah.
does that happen? What kind of chemistry are you doing to make that happen? And is
Yeah,
it going to give
what-
me cancer? Like,
What type of stuff are you putting
yeah,
in? Yeah.
what kind of magic is this?
Just go eat some grapefruit. Go eat grapefruit.
Actually, I want some grapefruit now.
I know. I like that tanginess is in.
Yeah,
I
I
do
do
like
love it.
grapefruit juice.
Yeah. So what I'll do is when I get and you know what I'm talking about, the square container of just
Yeah.
the grapefruit
Yeah.
guts,
Yeah.
basically. So I'll eat a little bit out of there, but then I'll take my potato masher and I'll just mash it all up so it just becomes a slurry kind of thing, and then I can just drink it or take a spoonful of it. And that's usually what I do is I'll
Like
eat.
a puree.
Yeah.
Like a grapefruit. This
Yeah.
is my grapefruit puree.
Yeah.
You know what? You probably could freeze that and have like a fruit, like popsicle.
You could. Ooh, that might actually be good.
You know what else
Some
would be good?
cherries in there.
You could freeze it in like ice cube trays, and then you could put it inside like a adult beverage.
Oh. All right.
You could put a little
Like put that on the to-do list.
You
What
could
we
put
got?
squirt in it too, because squirt is grapefruit. Like that's a grapefruit
Yep.
taste.
Sure is.
Oh, yummy.
I guess
okay.
we know how our Monday's gonna go.
Great.
We'll let you guys know on Wednesday.
Grapefruit puree. Wednesday, bingo at Holidays. So that's always kind of a fun.
BINGO. That's so much fun.
Yes. Wednesday's also another big day with we got the PAC has Steve-O. Kind of
Steve-O.
like,
Be cool if we could get him to come in here.
do you think
Hang
he
out with
would
us.
come?
Gotta give him a call. I feel like if we had a chance to get anybody in here, it would be a guy like him.
Like
'Cause he's,
Steve-O?
he's pretty cool.
God, can you imagine the energy he would bring if he walked into the studio? He does have a whiny voice.
A little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, but it's it's him.
Oh, I know.
You just know it. You don't have to. I'm okay with it.
What would you
Let's
ask
see.
him?
What would I ask him? So I would want to put a little effort into it. Anytime I interviewed anybody somewhat famous, I try not to ask the questions that they get asked all the time. So for him, it's always going to be, how many times has he been asked, what's the most painful stunt, or what's the most embarrassing thing that you've done?
I'd ask
or
him what his favorite tattoo is.
his favorite tattoo? Because he
Yeah.
does have a lot.
He does have a lot.
Yeah. He's got quite the hodgepodge. That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, favorite tattoo.
What's your favorite tattoo? How do
Yep.
you eat your wings?
Good question.
What-
Actually, he just did the. You ever watch the Hot Ones?
No,
You've
but
never
I know
seen-
what you're talking about. I
They
just
eat
never
the
watched
hot
it.
wings.
Yeah, because
That's a good show. He was on there not too long ago. And he like dropped some of his stuff in his eyeball. Like he's still doing like some of that crazy painful stuff. I'm
forget
like,
that.
"Man, come on,
Forget
buddy."
that.
Yeah. not interested.
Rush Center is the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which I will be going to that. So it should
That'll be fun.
fun time.
I've never been. I would like to go someday. But this I won't be able to make it there this week. But
That's okay.
that's a good show.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'm-
a great way to kick off the holiday season. It's like once that rolls in, it's the holidays.
I know. Like I'm kind of struggling a little bit with it being like Christmas already.
So it was music for me over the weekend. I didn't do Christmas music, but I did like an older the Rat Pack kind of stuff. Just did this jazzy kind of old music.
You
thing
were
over
kind
the
of playing
weekend.
that here
Yeah.
on Friday.
Oh yeah. So I did that over the weekend, and it just kind of had me in that mood all weekend. Like, you know what? This is the first time that I can remember in a long time that I'm like a little excited for Christmas or like happy for the season. Most of the time, I feel like I look at it like a chore. Like, oh, crapes! Now I got to go do this, and got all these things lined up, and then you got to, I don't know. But this year's different. And it was just listening to some old music, chilling out at the house, working on the computer, getting some things laid out, and it just felt happier for some reason.
Well, it's fun to kind of get into that different genre of music. So,
100%.
and then of course Saturday is Light the Night Market in downtown Appleton, which is a big deal.
Yep.
So I'm really hoping to get out there and check that out. So a lot of stuff going on this weekend. So you can find this and so much more at newlivingnow.com on our events page. Go and check that out. Plenty of stuff going on for you.
Gonna watch the big fight this weekend.
No.
Tyson and Jake Paul.
I don't really care.
I just want to see him get his butt kicked.
Paul. It'll probably be on.
Oh, it's gonna be covered. Everybody's gonna get a sample of it in their social media at some point. I mean, it's a huge thing.
Oh, there's a big thing on it. Like the countdown is on Netflix, so they're kind of running
okay.
that. Ooh, speaking of Netflix, we were kind of
what?
chatting about it. The Martha Stewart documentary.
Do tell.
It was so good. I did not realize, like,
Is this documenting her whole life or just
yeah,
her
and she's on
professional
it.
career?
No, she's on it and she's commentating. Or did I say that right? Commentating.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's on it. It is one of the probably best documentaries I've watched in a long time. Well, the Menendez was good too, but I did not realize that she grew up dirt poor. She was one of 6 kids, and the way that they could feed their family was through gardening. So her dad was an avid gardener, and that's where she kind of picked it up. And she was extremely smart. She was very, very smart. And so she just was she just sucked it in and then started reading books on gardening and stuff when she was very young and started learning how to plant the stuff. And they didn't have much, but her mom always liked to make the table look nice and, use things like that. So it's kind of a little bit of the basis of what she went through. But she ended up going to an Ivy League school, I can't remember which one, on a full ride scholarship because she was, extremely brilliant. And she went there, and I guess that she was always dressed really chic, like where everyone else was, wearing bell-bottom jeans. She was wearing Bermuda shorts and, an Oxford shirt. And there was a girl in one of her classes that got dropped off every day in a Rolls Royce. And the girl walked up to her and said, "Hey, would you like to go on a date with my brother?" So she's like, "Well, sure, why not?" So she met this lady's brother who ended up being her husband. They ended up getting married and came from a very wealthy family. And his dad was a stockbroker. So they got married and they spent 6 months in Europe for their honeymoon. And
Bummer. Poor kids.
But she, right, 19 years old, 6 months in 6 months in Europe, and
Moral of the story, people: marry for money.
well,
Find yourself a rich one.
hold on, that's not necessarily true
Okay.
because so but when she went over to Europe, she started realizing that there was so much sophistication over there that wasn't necessarily brought back into the United States. And so she had journals of all 6 months. She wrote down everything, every dish that they ate, every flower that they looked at, every place that they visited. She had a meticulous journal because she's a perfectionist. So she could literally go back and try and like did drawings and took samples of everything from architecture to layouts on the table. So she was very inspired by her trip over to Europe. Well, she came back, and I didn't know this, but she ended up going and being one of the first female stockbrokers on Wall Street.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And she kicked butt.
Stockbroker.
She was a stockbroker. And
Goodness.
she was making like 250 grand a year, like back in the 60s, which was
Dang good money.
dang good money. And she had a daughter, but she said she's like, I like she just was choosing her career over her daughter. She said it was one of her big regrets in life. And she has a really good relationship with her daughter, but it was kind of going through that. And then they ended up quitting. There was a fall in the stock market. Something happened, and she couldn't control it, and she realized she did not like being in that world anymore. And so she went and they bought a house, an old farmhouse, and decided that they wanted to renovate it and turn it into a farm. And that's when her whole homemaking series started happening. But so she started, then she started a catering business, and she was catering to very wealthy people, and it just took off like wildfire because like the way that she would cater, she would just make these beautiful tables that nobody ever saw before. And then someone asked her to write a book about it, and then she got into the publishing. Well, fast forward, she ended up pitching Martha Stewart Living, which was a magazine, and people were turning her down, and Time magazine finally said, yeah, we'll publish it for you. And it became the fastest selling magazine ever. And she was the first woman to be a self-made billionaire.
Oh, really? She's a billionaire, huh?
And then she lost it.
Prison.
Yeah, she lost. So she talked about her time, like what happened. And her stockbroker was the one that had told her, I really think that you should sell because what I can't remember the name of the company that she was invested in, but her shares. Her shares of Martha Stewart Living were worth over $1 billion, and she ended up selling it for $300 million, which is like a third.
Significantly less, but still not chump change.
No, not chump change at all. But so and then and I didn't know this either, but kind of fast forward, she was talking about her time in prison, and she's like,
that's when Snoop Dogg rolled into the picture.
not really. Well, listen, because this was the part that was really interesting, is Martha Stewart was asked to come and be on the roast of Justin Bieber.
Yep.
And they were not expecting, here's prim and proper Martha Stewart. They weren't expecting her to come in and start roasting people and talking about her time in prison. But I don't know if you remember it or not, but she killed it.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
And they're like,
That
Martha
still pops up on my feed.
They're like, Martha Stewart's funny. They're like, what do you mean? But it was during the roast of Justin Bieber that her and Snoop Dogg sat next to each other. And she said they spent about 7 hours together that day. And they realized that they had a lot in common. And because they both like to cook, they both,
Sure.
were into this, but they had different cultures.
Yep.
And Snoop was like, what would happen if we merged our cultures together and we did something, like this? And then that's when they came up with the cooking show where it was Snoop versus Martha. And to this day, I mean, they are genuinely really good friends. And it's all because of that roast of Justin Bieber.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
It was just fun to see. And then of course the ending credits is playing like a Snoop Dogg
Okay.
thing. But I mean, she was gorgeous when she was younger. I mean, she still is very good looking for like an older, she's in her 80s now. I mean, she looks great. But she was very, very attractive when she was younger. But it was definitely a good show. Really good show.
It's interesting seeing her in interviews. She was on like an Andy Cohen kind of show, something like that, but it wasn't Andy Cohen, it was somebody else. And Snoop was there on the set, and there was a few other famous people on the set, and she was sitting there high as the day is long. She was absolutely blazed. You could just tell. Like Snoop was there, and you could tell like the two of them. She just like gave no craps about it. She's just like answering the questions nonchalant. You could tell 100% she was baked out of her mind.
Well, she was saying at the roast of Justin Bieber, she's like, yeah, Snoop would be smoking his joint. She's like, and I was getting contact buzz. She's like, so I was almost as high as Snoop was. Like she's just kind of, owning it a little bit. So it was
She's gonna
pretty
end up with
interesting.
her own brand of weed.
Right.
Her and Snoop get into it together. I mean that would be brilliant. I mean, to be honest. Yeah.
I don't know why it works, but it works.
It does. It does work.
It does.
It's enjoyable watching them. There's
Hey,
no doubt about that.
I saw this. Do you know what the name of this candy is?
Oh my god, I love those candies.
But what
I don't
what
know
is
what the
it
name
called?
of it is. I don't know what those are called, but I know they taste good.
They do.
What are they called?
I don't know.
Oh, we don't know.
I don't know.
Anybody know? You know what
Does
these are
anybody
called?
know?
Do they have a name?
I still don't know the name.
They are delicious.
If you had to name it, what would you call it?
Strawberry Delight.
I would call it strawberry juicy fruit
Okay.
because it kind of like
It
explodes.
has a thing in the middle, right? There's
Yeah.
like a chewy center or
It
something.
like explodes.
Yeah.
Strawberry explosion.
Ooh, there it is.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm bringing that. Let's do that. Let's see. That looks like that's everything on my list.
Do you have a video here?
Well, that was the Christmas tree that I had talked about last week. The Rockefeller tree
the
made it to
Rockefeller
New
tree?
York last night at about 10 o'clock. It showed up downtown. And
Is there
it'll
like
be
a
up-
tracker?
Is there there was a tracker?
Stockbridge,
believe it.
Yeah, you could follow the
Massachusetts.
tree, but that's
And it's the first tree from that
74-foot
state
tree
in-
started out. It was
let's see.
planted.
Actually, it was 1959. That was the last time
what
a
is
tree
it,
came from there.
1960
It weighs
something they
11
planted it
tons
when
and
the
is
mother passed
74
away.
feet tall. The
And
owner says
they'd
the
actually
tree was
planted two
planted
of
in
them. One of them ended
1967
up dying
and
several
is
years
honored
ago.
to
Looks like
donate it.
Jaws. Like
to see people be
like
able to
LTV.
enjoy it
It's a
for
big ass
Christmas,
tree.
which was
I
a
saw,
very
That's
special
the fella
time
that planted it.
in my house
Aw.
all over the years.
probably
It's
so
going to be
happy.
beautiful, and
I saw a TikTok of somebody that brought a Christmas tree inside their house, a live one from a Christmas tree like stand or farm, and they started clipping it, and they didn't realize how big it was. And like when the boughs came out, it was just like
Nice.
it was like filling
Like a
up
Clark
the,
Griswold thing, huh?
it was like filling up the living room, and they're like, it's gonna take me hours to decorate this thing.
Oh, what is that line he says at Christmas vacation when he cuts the tree open? He says something. Oh, damn it! Yeah, that's funny.
That is
And then
funny.
his hands are sticky. When he's reading the book, he's laying in bed trying to read the book, and his fingers are sticking to the page.
I've
after the
probably
tree.
watched that movie once.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me, Carrie? Everybody should have watched it at least 10 times. I feel like at
Okay, maybe
least.
maybe I watched it twice, but it's not
Oh
on
my
my.
God, that is one.
I'll put it in my rotation this year.
He gotta. Shitter's full. All right, I got nothing else. Do you have anything else you want to chat about before we get this week rolling?
What if I told you yes?
Well, let's
I'm
chat.
just kidding. I'm good.
Bring it up. Let's chat. All
I'm
right.
good. I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you for the time this morning. Hope you have yourself a darn fine week. Remember, if you need a professional, we got a little spot here for it at newlivingnow.com. You can check out that professional referral section. We've got the information there. Thanks for checking this out. Thanks for hanging with us, Care Bear. Thanks for hanging with me this morning and chatting. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. Have yourself
Perfect.
a great day.